Have you ever wondered why people cut you off when you speak? Why your ideas get ignored? Or your presence feels optional? The hard truth is this: people often treat you the way you treat yourself. Respect isn't given just because you exist. It's mirrored from how you carry yourself. And right now, if you're not being respected, chances are you haven't fully respected yourself yet. You might not even realize it, but it shows up in subtle ways. You let others interrupt you. You apologize for things that don't require apologies. You say yes when your soul is screaming no. And you constantly over-explain to justify your worth. These behaviors send a quiet signal, not just to the world, but to your own subconscious, that your boundaries are flexible and your value is negotiable. People can sense that. And in a world that rewards clarity, conviction, and self-assurance, that lack of inner respect costs you more than you know. But here's the turning point. The moment you begin to take yourself seriously, the world follows. When you walk into a room with quiet certainty, shoulders back, words intentional, actions aligned, everything changes. You stop seeking validation and start radiating authority. And that shift doesn't require permission. It begins the day you decide to stop shrinking, stop tolerating, and stop apologizing for being exactly who you are. Respect is not requested, it's embodied. Before you ever open your mouth, you're already speaking. Your shoulders, your eyes, your pace, your breath, they're all sending messages about who you are and how much you believe in yourself. And make no mistake, the world listens. Every room you enter is silently scanning you. People are assessing whether to take you seriously, not just based on what you say, but how you show up. That's why posture and presence aren't surface-level details. They are the language of self-respect. Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and command it without saying a word? That's not luck, that's presence. And presence is built from intention. It's not about arrogance. It's about alignment. When your posture says, "I value myself," people instinctively begin to treat you that way too. But when your body language is closed, hunched, uncertain, you unconsciously communicate that you're willing to be overlooked, and that's exactly what happens. Let's break it down simply. Your body teaches people how to treat you. If you constantly look down, avoid eye contact, fidget nervously, or speak too quickly, you signal insecurity, even if your words are strong. On the other hand, when you stand tall, make eye contact, breathe slowly, and pause before speaking, you radiate composure. You don't need to be loud to be powerful. In fact, the most commanding individuals often speak the softest because they trust that their words carry weight. Presence starts with awareness. Every time you enter a room, ask yourself, what am I communicating without words? Are your shoulders back? Are you grounded? Is your breath steady? Are you rushing through your sentences just to get it over with? Or are you calmly delivering thoughts with intention? You can train presence just like a muscle, and it begins with how you hold yourself. Posture is your silent armor. It doesn't just affect how others see you, it changes how you see yourself. Studies in psychology have repeatedly shown that power poses, like standing with your chest open and hands on hips for just 2 minutes, can elevate testosterone levels, lower cortisol, and increase your sense of authority. That's not magic, that's biology. Your brain interprets your body's shape and sends signals back about how to feel. Confidence is not just an emotion, it's a position, literally. So here's your first powerful shift: slow down. Most people rush because they're nervous. But when you move slowly, when you pause intentionally, you communicate that you are in control. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to fill every silence. Power lives in restraint. Practice the art of stillness. When someone asks you a question, don't scramble to answer immediately. Pause, think, then respond. That 1-second gap changes how you're perceived, from reactive to deliberate. Eye contact is another game changer. Looking someone in the eyes without wavering tells them, I am here, I am grounded, and I am not afraid. It doesn't need to be aggressive. It just needs to be steady. If you struggle with this, start small. Practice holding eye contact while listening, not just while speaking. Learn to be present without tension.
And finally, your voice.
Your tone, pace, and delivery matter more than the exact words you choose. People trust calm voices. They respect people who don't rush their sentences. Try this. The next time you want to express something important, slow your pace by 20%. Let your words breathe. Use silence strategically. A well-timed pause before or after a sentence can be more powerful than the sentence itself. When you speak like someone who believes in their own worth, others follow suit. You don't need to pretend. You don't need to act tough. Presence is not about posturing. It's about choosing to show up as someone who values themselves deeply. And when you show up with that energy consistently, it becomes your default. You don't have to try to be confident. You simply are, because you've trained your body and mind to work together. Let me leave you with this truth. Your life won't change until your presence does. You could have great ideas, beautiful intentions, and strong inner values, but if your presence doesn't reflect them, they will be overlooked. People respond to what you embody, and respect always starts with how you carry yourself. So the next time you step into a room, whether it's a meeting, a date, a stage, or even your own living room, remember, your body speaks first. Let it speak strength. Let it speak calm. Let it speak, I belong here. Because once you master presence, you no longer have to chase respect. You become someone who naturally commands it. Your respect isn't a gift others hand you. It's not something you stumble upon through luck or charisma. It's a silent force that builds from within, rooted in how you carry yourself, how you speak to yourself, and how you choose to move through the world. If you've spent years wondering why people don't take you seriously, why your voice gets drowned out, or why you always feel like you're chasing approval, the answer doesn't lie out there. It begins with you. The moment you stop begging for respect and start embodying self-respect, the game changes. You no longer feel the need to impress, to over-explain, to prove your worth in every room. Because when you truly know your value, your presence speaks louder than your words ever could. You don't need to shout. You don't need to dominate. You don't need to outperform everyone. You just need to own who you are, quietly, powerfully, and consistently.
This is not about arrogance.
It's not about becoming cold or unapproachable. It's about becoming solid. Solid in your convictions, solid in your standards, solid in your identity. The world senses when you're centered, when you've stopped looking for external permission and started living with internal conviction. People may not even know what's different about you, but they'll feel it. Respect is the natural response to someone who respects themselves deeply. Self-respect shows up in how you wake up in the morning. Do you hit snooze 5 times, or do you rise with purpose? It shows up in your smallest decisions, what you tolerate, how you speak, how you let others treat you. And it compounds. Each time you choose the higher standard, even in private, you build credibility with yourself. And once you trust you, the world follows your lead. The truth is, most people will only give you the amount of respect that you demand through your behavior. Not your wishes, not your words, but your consistent embodiment. That means setting boundaries and keeping them. That means speaking truthfully, even when it's uncomfortable. That means walking away when something dishonors your peace. You don't need a viral quote. You need clarity. You need intention. You need to stop apologizing for your existence and start showing up as someone who is here to own their space in the world. Because the version of you that stops chasing approval, that version becomes unstoppable. And here's the final truth. Once you truly respect yourself, you'll never have to ask for it again. You'll walk differently, speak differently, think differently, and slowly but surely, the world will mirror back what you finally decided to believe. You are worthy without negotiation. Let that be your new baseline. Let that be your quiet revolution.